Everyone. Time for some more AVP stuff, and Cleo's here with her nice new haircut. She was real need to be de-shed, so she went to the groomer. She smells nice. She looks great. She got her little ascot bow they put on her. Um, she's just a happy girl, and I'm happy too. We're talking about some AVP today. So we're talking specifically about Aliens versus Predator Eternal. Now, this is the first mini to not have Randy Stradley writing it. Instead, this is written by Ian Edgington. And this is about, well, there's really kind of two plots that coincide into one. One plot is this man back in feudal China, after being cast out of a village for being a con artist, he discovers a crashed Yautja ship, and when he eats a Yautja, he suddenly gains eternal life, or long-lasting life is more like it. Cut to the future, which is like the 2020s essentially, or maybe 2030s. It's a little hard to tell. This man is still alive. He has a big corporation where he's re-engineered Yautja technology. And his goal is to just live forever by eating Yautjas. When he accidentally... When they unwittingly cut into a Yautja ship and discover ovomorphs, he causes a xenomorph outbreak on Earth, which also triggers more Yautja to come and deal with the xenomorph problem. Meanwhile, we also have a journalist character who's like an investigative war correspondent who, when her cameraman's murdered by people using Yautja cloaking technology, she goes undercover to try to figure out where this stuff comes from. And hilarity essentially ensues. So what did I think of AVP Eternal? I think the art's probably the best aspect of this book. I don't think Eternal's bad. In fact, I still like this one. I have some problems with it. It is not perfect in the slightest, but it is not that bad. I think it's decent. It's weird coming off of AVP War to this because it's a lot smaller scale. But I kind of like that. I kind of like we didn't get a third AVP adventure with Machiko Noguchi and the Berserker crew immediately after, because I think it would have kind of lost steam. Similar to how that last Mark Bearden Predator story was a Dark River loses steam. I like this. Certain things, though, would be used later on in future Predator and AVP stories. For instance, a Yautja cleanup crew to clean up a xenomorph outbreak on Earth. That happens. That's the plot of AVP Requiem, the second AVP film. A man who eats the hearts of Yautja to stay young and live for 700 years. Similar to the Borgia, the head of the Borgia family from the video game Predator Concrete Jungle. In fact, there's a lot of similarities with Concrete Jungle and this. It makes me wonder if Grant Morrison read this and then just ripped the whole thing off. Adding some things like the Borgia daughter becomes the computer system mother. That's from Alien. That's weird. But yeah, I mean, hell, in Concrete Jungle, there's a level, really hard level, where you're getting attacked. You have to fight off a bunch of xenomorphs in the Borgia compound. Similar to this, where there's an outbreak in the main character's compound. Where this falls flat is the journalist character. she's very bland. Very bland. She's there just to be like a normal person. And I get why she's there, but like once she's like forced to be part of the Yautja hunting team, when the Yautja are hunting xenomorphs, then it becomes like really kind of tedious. Also, things are cleaned up a little too nicely in this. It's weird. It's weirdly convenient and rushed at the end. But it's fine. But I don't know. It's Concrete Jungle, the game, I feel like took a lot of these elements and made them a tad bit more streamlined and better. That also has the whole redemption arc of Scarface, I think is what they call that Yautja in Concrete Jungle. His redemption for his self-destruct not going off. So all the pred tech is leaked. This, you don't have that, and all the Yautja are dead that were on that original ship. It also, it makes me wonder, so it's implied that the ship that they find the ovomorph eggs on, they have been trying to cut into it for 700 years. How did he hide it from that for that long? Like that's a little goofy. That's a Michael Stackpole hiding a Super Star Destroyer on Imperial Center without anyone knowing. Kind of silly. I don't know how this man hid it for so flippin' long. You'd think at least one of the first world governments would eventually have found it, but I guess not. Also, how do you change your identity over and over again for that long? That's the Highlander problem right there. How does one do that? Does he just fake his death every 60 years or so? That's kind of convenient. I do like the near future kind of look. It does look a lot like modern day, so they got that right. It's also it's funny, the journalist character, she's like, oh, I remember seeing that back in 2019, which is pretty funny because it's like saying back in 1997 you call it 97. We don't do that anymore. It's a shame. I think just people are too, I guess first world society is just too dumb to understand that. But I like that because I wish we could just refer to, because we refer to something as from something, let's say back in 2002, we'll refer to that as being back in '02. But we don't do that with 2010, calling it just back in 10. That just sounds like I'll be back in 10 minutes. I don't know. It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny how that slang has just gone away. I don't know. It's just one of those things you think about when you read something like this. But I like this one. Is it great? No. The art, it's like I said, solid art, solid enough story, a different story for AVP. And I don't mind that because some of these AVP stories get really wacky. So this one's kind of streamlined. It wraps up so that there isn't really sequel bait for this. I appreciate that. It's very standalone-ish. You could just read this and get something out of it. It's way better than either AVP movie we got. But that goes for just about all of these comics, if I'm being honest. So, anyway. What would I rank this? I give it a good 3.8 out of 5. It's good. It's not great, but it's pretty dang good. And worth your time to check out. So, anyway, have a nice day.